I'm glad I have an iPad and a cell phone so I can check them both.
Ladies and gentlemen around the globe, a very warm welcome to the ninth and final installment of this year's COOLBET Premier League. Today playing we have four victorious Vikings, four exquisite Icelanders, four natural Nordics, four winners of Western Europe, four Premier League pioneers. I'm joined by Christopher Vikstrand, Sweden's finest. Hello, Christopher.
Hello, Robin. Good evening and good day or good night or wherever everybody are on our beautiful globe.
Are you excited for great action tonight?
Let's see if we have the same technical problem because our screen is frozen. So let's see if the live is working because I check on my cell phone at the same time. Nicholas Eldon, welcome to the stream and hello from Sweden. We have people from Bahamas watching our stream.
That's rather exciting. They're showing the globalization of this lovely sport, and of course of our lovely streams as well. We coming to you live from YouTube, live on Facebook. A little bit later on, we'll be telling you how you can.
The stream are working on Facebook. Unfortunately for us, because we're using Skype, so I can see the live streaming on my cell phone, and then we have our commentator streaming. And for unfortunately for us, it's frozen.
It's no good. But let's get a little bit of a preview of the first match, and hopefully. So we have Peter Charua against Peter Gudmundsson. Now, Peter had a fantastic start to this year's Premier League. In fact, it was something like 5 weeks. Well, I can say exactly.
Yeah, it was actually cruising.
Yeah, he won the first 4 weeks. And Halley was the only person who had that record as well. But he did lose out in week number 5. That was a 6-4 loss to Halley. So Halley obviously maintained top of the table there, as a result of which Halley got a free ticket to the Ali Pally, which was wrong.
Exactly.
Halley in the Ali Pally. You couldn't make it up.
That was a good one.
Yes.
But I have to say, I'm so happy for Mattis because Mattis does so much for us, for the Icelandic dart or the dart in general. And he also went to Ali Pally and he had a chance to meet his dart idol, that's Gary Anderson. So I'm very happy for Mattis and what he could do when he went to England.
Well, if we go by form, these two played each other last week. And let's just say it was a rather one-sided affair. Peter Charua gave some sort of demolition job. 6-0. Both of them knew they were going to make the semi-finals, but of course both of them wanted to go out with a bang. Unfortunately for Peter, it wasn't quite there, but that was last week.
Exactly. And the thing is also because these players are so equal in the game. So, I mean, if you look at the stats, you can see, that we can see on the live stream right now, I mean, the average in the tournament was 70 on Vitor and 67 on Peter. There's only 1 point per dart. So the average are very similar. So I wouldn't put my money on this game because any of them can win. And if you see at the checkout percentage, the only difference are 1 point. So this could be a very even history.
Henne.
Well, the fun part is I've just been talking for the last 2 minutes, not realizing my microphone was muted. But I was just saying, I've got a little bit quiet, owing to a couple of technical difficulties that may well not be seen by viewers. I think it's a couple of behind the scenes issues, but if you've got darts, everyone's happy. I was just saying, we've got players, we've got people watching from Tennessee in the US, Palmers as well. If you would like to tell us where you are watching from, it would be our pleasure to find out about this lovely worldwide sport. I know Icelanders that are tuned in as well, both live in Reykjavik.
Yeah, because I love to see where everybody from. We have, like we said, already in the stream, in the chat, Bahamas, Greece, Nashville, Tennessee, Ireland, Australia. So we have people from all over the world. So we have Europe, we have Asia, no, not Asia, sorry, Australia, America. So I mean, we have all over the world.
We haven't got Asia, but you may well have Mikura Suzuki watching. You just never know.
I know we have Asia before. We have every continent in the world, except for Antarctica. Pretty logic.
We'll work there.
Yeah, maybe some penguin want to watch the games.
Vereyim mi daha?
And like Robert said, we have some technical behind the scenes issues right now. So that's why that the game haven't started yet. And now London, Ontario, Canada. So if let's see if we can have
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm watching the stream that we can see live on my phone, so you'll be hearing the words I'm talking a little bit after the action has happened. But Vitor has just thrown 3 practice starts, all of which went into the red bit of the bullseye.
Yeah, I saw that too, and that's the thing. You need to hit the bull to start the game, and you bang. And now we have Malta. So what we're missing tonight is someone from Africa and from Asia. So if we have somebody from Asia or Africa, please put it up in the chat here on Facebook, and it will be very funny for us.
Or even, if you know someone who has Facebook and is in Asia or is in Africa, just tell them to come on, comment where they are, and then they can go. You know what? You can even write, you're from Africa, even if you're not. We won't know. We won't. That makes us feel so much better about ourselves. Anyway, yeah, so there was a slight delay to this game, scheduled to start at 7:30 local, which I believe, Christopher, is 8:30 where you are.
Exactly, that's correct. So we have 5 minutes delay. And to be a little cocky, because Robbie worked with airplanes, and we everybody know how airplanes can be. So it's a little delay.
always, usually.
57.
So the action has started. First score 57. Unfortunately, it's not viewable live at the moment for me.
Me neither. And we have
60.
people from north of Sweden, and we have in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's where I'm going in 2 days' time, Phoenix, Arizona.
And I go in 2 days. I will go to in 3 days. I will go to the
83.
big country of the big city of Södertälje, a couple of miles outside of Stockholm. So I think your trip will be more nice than mine.
Not going to Gothenburg.
Not going to Gothenburg, unfortunately. Can't afford it.
100.
Otherwise, I would go. And we have Phoenix, Arizona, California, Iceland. And for me personally, a little fun story. We have the latest tournament winner in the Grand Prix here
55.
in Stockholm, watching David Pettersson. So welcome, David, to the stream.
Indeed, welcome. First ton of the game, by the way.
And what I can see also is that Peter changed his starts, and he changed his fights, if I'm not mistaken, to Cosmo or L-Style.
3. 94.
Always good to tinker with your equipment and your setup every now and again. Ask Peter Wright.
Exactly. And now we have Key West, Florida. We have very many people from the North America. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
And,
starts certainly, going the right direction in North America, as Q School showed. You know, the likes of Chuck Pullo turning up to Q School.
Exactly.
Rather exciting tournament. And by the way, I thought this would make big news, but it hasn't done so much. Q School is going to be streamed as of next year.
Yeah, 2020 will have live streamed,
140.
and that would be amazing.
Maybe you and I will be in a job by then, Christopher.
Hopefully. And actually, I'm having the thought of going to Q School. Not that I have a chance to take a tour card, but the experience will be pretty amazing. And for the second reason, I'll probably go to the British one and bribe the tournament director so I can play against Paul Nicholson in Q School.
By the way, a couple of ton 40s.
Vito set this up with a beautiful 140 again, leaving on 76.
50.
And Peter on 90. The thing is, Robert, we can hear the sound of the caller before we can see the action on the stream.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, it's 414444, but never mind. We don't tell anyone about the technical difficulties. If you are having technical difficulties at home, or you just want to follow it in a little bit more comfort, if you like, or just see, to the millisecond what's going on, Dart Connect TV. What I usually do is I Google Dart Connect TV. I then
3.
scroll the bottom on the power search. I type in COOLBET, all one word. The live stats for everything that's going on appear. So it is useful to follow the action, see some of the scores, and do a bit of recapping. That's the sort of thing
45.
that I like doing. And if you want to, you're welcome to do that. So yes, big shout out to Dart Connect, who have been instrumental in darts technology. It's one of the better inventions for a long time in the darts that I
53.
can recall. Of the action from Q School as well as up there, which is
Exactly. The only thing I don't think is good with it, the only thing I can see is like when you see softer players play, the mathematics is not always the best thing.
95.
So the thing is, I think the math could be a little more. I would say it's an advantage to play without it, but the thing is, you only type the score and then you can see what's left and everything like that. So you only do like half the job.
40.
as in when you're scoring, you mean you're not getting as taxed mathematically. Is that what you're trying to say?
Exactly. I mean, you scored in, for example, we can say anything. You have 444, and you score 137. You type in 137. Instead of knowing you have 107 left, you directly see, oh, I have 107. So you only have to add the point what you've thrown, not what you have left.
Well, Christopher, I'm going to play devil's advocate. You are a mathematician and a very, very talented darts
17.
referee. So
Thank you very
I
much.
understand your point of view. But
Yeah.
from my point of view, anyone who's heard me commentate before knows that maths isn't exactly the strongest point of mine. I try and use reference guides, try and learn all of the checkouts possible. But when something happens that doesn't, you hit a treble 9 instead of a treble 12, for instance, or
Yeah.
treble 1 instead of treble 20, you think, what's going on? For you, it's bang straight away. But for me, I don't find it so easy. I still absolutely love the sport of darts. Would I, have more of an appreciation if I got the maths fluently? Yes, I would. Do I
Yeah.
promise to try and improve that? Yes, I do. But I think it's a really, really useful invention. Really useful. It means it's one less thing to worry about if you're acting as the referee.
Exactly. It's a great the thing is it's a great thing to have, and the best part for me is like, of course, I follow my friends in Q school like Madas Rasma, Doris Labanauskas, Dennis Nilsson, and so on. And I can't be there and see the games, but I can see the games from home to see the scores and everything. So
I was following them from home.
yeah, so that's great. So that's a very, very good thing to have. And like we say, if you have any technical difficulties, you can't follow the stream here, just go on tv.connect.se.
Or .com.
.com, of course. Sorry, .se is Sweden.
We're
sorry.
not all in Sweden, Christopher.
Sorry, guys. So that's a great invention.
If you have just joined us, by the way, hello and warm welcome to Reykjavik, Iceland, for the final day of the COOLBET Premier League darts. The darts players have been playing each other, 8 players, whittled down to 4. 2 of these made the we had Peter as our number 2, Peter as our 4. Hallie is the number 1. He'll be playing next against Thorgeir, who was our number 3. Over 7 weeks of exciting action. You may notice, hang on a sec, these guys aren't really talking about the action that's going on live now, as we've said a couple of times before. Don't want to bring too much light to it. This is actually the first time this has ever happened in darts live history, in live darts Iceland history. But so yeah, a couple of technical difficulties for myself and Christopher mean that we're not getting the full extent of the stream. We can watch the stream, I believe. You are able to watch it without any significant issues, but just a couple of minor tweaks required. So hopefully that'll get fixed after this game. But that's the reason we're not giving the into depth every dart sort of thing.
Exactly.
Now, yes, Chris.
Now we have Africa on our checkbook. We have Trav Norche, totally butchered that name, from Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
So that's a new country. Next year, when we start this again, from next stream, I'm going to have a checkbook. I will go put in my checkbook all the countries we have.
No score.
From the A to the Z. Or in Swedish, we also have 3 more letters, but for you people out there to understand. From A to Z. And I'll put up every country. And put up a check mark from every country. So next year, when we have this, I would see so many countries. It would be so fun to see how many countries we can have as watching our stream.
Yes. If the person from Zimbabwe is still with us, hey, let's set up live darts Zimbabwe. We can have an Iceland versus Zimbabwe tournament. That'd be cool.
That would be great. So, Trav, I've seen you before on this chat, so I know you're not a new one. But I said earlier, we have North America, South America, and Australia today, but we missed Asia and Africa. So now we have Africa also.
Game shot for Vitor in the second leg.
Vitor now 2 legs to nothing up. He hit a double to win the leg. Was it double 6? Was it double 3? In about 20 seconds' time, it was double 3. There you go.
36.
And now we have Poland. The country's just coming.
Dzień
I love
dobry.
this. So I just love this. So I think I say like one word, or one nice word in Polish. So I say cześć, and that means hello.
7.
And then actually, I can say and the pronunciation wouldn't be good, but I can actually say 180 in Polish.
Can you say it in Russian like Russ Bray?
95.
That was a lovely one. No, I couldn't, unfortunately. But 180 or something like that. It's actually how you say it in Polish.
If the Polish gentleman is listening, I would advise you to see if you can correct Christopher. How well did Christopher do?
So it's something like a 180. And I learned it from Oskar Wukaszak, the famous player here from Sweden.
For those of you who didn't get the Russ Bray reference, Russ Bray, one of the PDC's
80.
referees, the one that says 180.
And now we can't hear Robert for a month because he's back his voice.
He did a lovely video during the World Championship of him saying 180 in, was it 10 different languages, something like that?
Yeah, it was.
And the best one was Russian. And
29. 66. 44. 60. 43. 100. 48. 97. No, 127. 70. It's the game set for it. Ja, ég reiknaði 127, sorry. Game set for Vitor in the third leg. Takk eskan. $45. 84, 83. Nej, tvärtom. Och 3. Jo. Get some fuck. Sorry. $97. 59. 86. 47. 57. 100. 60. 45. 60. 40. 38. 40. 38. 56. 'Game shot for Vitor in the fourth leg. Fourth leg. $136. 96. 45. 41. 41. 100. 40. 82. 93. 24. 16. 33. 'Game shot for Peter in 5th leg. 125. 60. 60. 81. 55. 81. 41. 58. 68. 140. 30. 61. 42. 16. 40. No score. 13. No score.
Shit.
No score. 2. 'Game shot for Vitor, leg number 6. 85. 60. 60. 60. 139. 120. 180. 140. 21. 83. Game shot for Peter in 7 leg. 83. 137. 85. 47. 60. 60. 42. Nee, 32. Nee, ja, 33. 33. 100. 140. 57. 80. 60. 'Game shot for Vitor and the match.
Hey. Hello, hello, hello. The question for all you beautiful lot is, are you able to hear me? I hope the answer is yes. I assume the answer. Marty Christopher and I on walk.
No score. No score.
Well, I'm trying desperately to get my my good friend Christopher back.
No score.
As we saw Peter lose twice to Vita in 2 weeks.
25.
6-0 last week.
Halle begins the
to-
game. Game on. $60. $22.
Anyway, it is Vitor Charua who will guarantee runner-up, if not a little bit higher. He is COOLBET Premier League. He will play
60.
not lost in 8 weeks, 7 weeks. Make it 8 for 8.
100.
Points.
60.
Very difficult to find individual strategies.
81.
Who do you think is going to be winner of this year's Premier League? Why
100.
don't you drop me a line on the Facebook chat? I was having a nice chat with a couple of people from all over the world. Pleasure.
26.
King 2.
95.
couple of trebles there. One of them wasn't the one he wanted. Tally is first to a finish. We are best of 11, so whoever hits 6 legs will
97.
2018/19 COOLBET Premier League. Who won last year's Premier League? It was Yobby, but he didn't quite find the form that he had last year.
54.
We hope to bring you some new events this year's Premier League. Tally has impressed all of us, not yet losing.
66.
2 of them went 6-5. First week, last week. Second week in his last week. However, it has been Halley who has been able to find those deciding legs.
Entusiastic.
57 left.
We'll be back for 40 unless Halley can hit this double 4. Or this double 2, whatever he can hit, as long as it's the right double. That's not far away. Is it useful?
Game shot for Halle in the first leg.
Answer.
64. 45. 26. 40. 100.
Beautiful ton. Puts him in contention this leg. Halley needs to equal or better it.
100.
That's exactly what he does. So pressure back on.
45. 41. 42.
Well, look what Hallie's left. Now, we saw a rather
100.
impressive out a couple of weeks ago. It was a 161, and it was done by this man. Can he eclipse that? No, it's the answer.
97.
Would have killed
96.
that. Hit that beautiful 170. He has hit a treble, so he might well be back for something. Let's thought hit a treble of his own. He can't.
57. Thirty-four. Game shot for Halle.
Wow, that first start, I think Ali might have thought it was a 140 or 60, and he misjudged that. 5 times out of 10, that would hit the treble 20, so it's very, very lucky he didn't. Ends up hitting a horrible double 5 last start.
60.
By horrible, I mean, well, 10. And Hallie does what Hallie has been doing for the last 7 weeks.
24.
Give you some Hallie stats. Excluding today, he's hit 21 ton 40s, 58 tons, only 4-1, about 180s. He has the highest average of the bunch before today. It was 73 and change, and the leg difference of a lovely 20. Make that 22 now.
43.
7 win. Peter started out well, as I was alluding to earlier. But when he ended up meeting Hallie,
60.
it was Hallie that was, as the result of which, I got a ticket to Ali Pally. Hallie at Ali Pally. Fortunately, I wasn't able to meet up with him.
19.
Didn't meet back Peter whilst up there. We did have a rather spectacular time. And I believe Hallie enjoyed himself as well.
60.
Oh, no big trouble for Hallie here. So if Thorgir can find two treble 20s is what I meant, to get 840. It's not going to happen now.
100.
But he will take the ton instead. I believe Hallie is, sorry, not Hallie, Thorgir is 74 years of age. And he's still playing some pretty top quality stuff.
58.
Certainly knows his way around the dartboard. And would certainly bruise and batter me if I were to play him. Of course, that's not me being libelous. I mean, metaphorically bruise and batter
81.
on. Well, Hallie effectively 6 darts from here, but does need to leave himself something, preferably something useful. Or the 170 to take it out.
58.
160 will do. It was the highest checkout of Lakeside this year, 160. I think 4 people hit the 160, if I'm mistaken. Spotlights hit it twice.
30.
If these first treble go, God, I've had chances. The second goes in, you put your more. The first hits double 5. You cash out quick. The system up.
45.
45, not the best setup, but not in panic stations just yet. Thorgir, well, 180 here.
100.
Check out. So, what can Hallie do to this 115? Take it out if you're Hallie. Doable. Treble 25. Left 90.
38.
Treble 80. He made a bit of a hash of. 84 is possible. Stay there. And it was a good effort as well. Decent dart, but he couldn't quite
60.
find the target he was looking for. Treble 19 here. Double.
37.
A little bit far away, and Hallie is not enjoying. Well, he didn't rather enjoy his visit right there. Come on, the screams of the Icelander, as Thorgeir requires a double top to pick the pocket of Hallgrim.
4.
Pocket.
Game shot for Hallin, third
But
leg.
half well, living on a prayer. His mind right now. If you're wondering where Christopher's gone, he's sitting at his computer in Stockholm. I've been trying. So let me do this game, and then I'll see if I can dedicate a little more time to fix the technology of getting Christopher back.
73.
But if you want to say hi to Christopher in the meantime, you can do so on Facebook. On treble hit Thorgeir in the opening visit.
81.
And the same equation or a similar equation for Hallie.
100.
Believe me, if Hallie can win this game 6-0, he certainly will. If he has the ability, he holds no prisoners. He's been battering everyone over the last 7 weeks. And he's to make it 9 out of 9, going to be crowned champion. Who do you fancy to win this one? You think it's going to be Hallie? You think Thorgeir can start a comeback? No, Thorgeir is more than capable. He didn't qualify by
60.
mistake. He didn't qualify by playing 4 darts. He won 4 out of his 7 matches. Lost 3. Checked out 120.
70.
And has got how did have a neutral point difference of 0. 3 were in the plus. Ali, Vitor, and Peter. Thorgeir was in the neutral, then the
81.
3. Matthew, Yobby, and Callie in the negative zone. I was saying about Yobby earlier. He won last year's Premier League with some pretty stuff. This year, unfortunately for him, he only managed to win 1 game. I'm sure it'll be a bit of a disappointment for you. That was in week number 4. And I think it was Callie.
124. 2.
In fact, I know it was Callie that he beat. Or was it?
126.
Never mind. 94 then. Is he going bold or is he going bull? He's gone bull, and that's a very good option. He's a 44. Or even
Game shot for Hallie.
32. 44. 12 for double 16. 4 for topsies. What I envision. But he does like that. Double 16, double 12 side of the board. But it's a big favourite on double 12. But anyway, more importantly than working out what double it's going for, He's now 2/3 way
140.
to reaching the final against Vitor. Will Vitor stop the rot? We do ask ourselves. 9 games over 9 weeks. Well, it's been over about 10, 11 weeks. We had a bit of a break over Christmas. It's a very big ask, but if anyone's capable of doing it,
137.
Halli Ayel, who is at the moment the best darts player in Iceland. Plays fast and furious stuff. He goes his own way, checks out what he wants, including a 161 that I managed to
81.
commentate on, but still miss in 12 darts. Made it very clear. 12 darts by
33.
shouting, "Well, come on!" If anyone could stop the rot, I'd say Vitor is more than capable. I mean, he's beat Halli on numerous occasions before. We've seen him beat Halli on numerous occasions on Live Darts Iceland. Of course, we've also seen Halli beat Vitor on numerous occasions. Back in the olden days when we played in Matty's garage in Grindavik.
100.
Players. Top prize, bragging rights. There, a monetary prize for all 4 of these players. Top player. Oh,
55. 60. 100. 80.
well, everything's shaking going on there. Is it the board? Is it the camera? There's a bit of a bounce out there. Halli on 82. Well, I think that's hit the single 4. Bullseye double 16 was the
42.
instead he sets it up. Going treble 17 there. He made a little bit of a mess of that.
Game shot for Halli.
There he
Number
goes,
5.
Halli. Top with his second dart, use the marker. And Halli does. Halli is doing. Halli does the best. Look at that score. It's not an unfamiliar scoreline.
180.
Oh, score here. And do something about it. He certainly will. A lovely 1080. I think it's the first of the match.
$125. 100. 100. 83. 96. 74. 78. 100. 60.
Well, 60, he needed that, and the 15 leaves top. Well, Thorgeir.
7.
There either. Oh my, I don't mean to laugh. But this is now for a 6-0 demolition, even though Thorgeir has played actually quite well. It's a Shanghai on the 20s. Love the treble first start. That's what he gets. Stay straight. Because that's all right. That's fine. Nothing in the way of it. Double 10.
100.
Oh, Hallie, I was about to shout Hallgrimr Ailson. Instead, Thorgeir should bag himself 2 darts. Oh, nearly hit the treble 13 there. 2 darts at tops it is. Last dart to stay in the match.
33.
That. Only time will tell for a place in the final against Vitor Charrua. Double 10. Most important dart of the Premier League. Oh, and he's got it. Feels no. Fantastic form over 7 consecutive weeks. In. Great. He knows he can do better, and he probably will do better. Not that he needed to. He won 6-0 for goodness sake. He couldn't have got much better than that. Right. Yes. Get Chris to the back.
Kemur alltaf nýr og nýr kóði? Í þessu? Það gerist ekki alltaf? Já, en það er ekki knockout.
25. No score. No score. No score. No score. $25. No score. Thorgeir begins the game.
Well, Thorgeir will be
Game
beginning this
on.
game as he won the bullseye 25 versus no score against Peter. And I'm losing the end of my tether, or reach the end of my tether, because I'm trying to add my
140.
isn't working. But I don't care about all that because he pins in with treble 20s. First three darts of the
98.
and what a way to start. A couple of his own for Mr. Goodmanson.
81. $140.
Massive deficit didn't really last. Thorgeir now just maintains benefit of throw, but two trebles. Oh, Thorgeir.
177.
Absolutely. Not quite 7-7. 1-7 or 2 just for the 19s. 1-7. Not that I can criticize anyone else for their mathematical skills. Guess I would have been able to tell you that.
$26. 20. 38. 50.
Well, not ideal, but it's not terrible. Peter, way back on his 2-3-7. And there is a genuine risk that Peter could have started this Premier League so amazingly well, ended up in second place in the league phases,
55.
yet only finish in fourth place, halfway down. Sure, he wouldn't be best pleased about. Double 16. And he gets it. Was going to say there's no immediate rush. Well, there still is no immediate rush, but he miscounted. I assume these dart players always know what they're talking about. They need to go for. Of course, 18 plus 32 is 50. So he bit of miscounting there. When you're on 56 and you hit 50, that leaves that nasty double 3. So that would have been his last score there without the treble. Wouldn't. Music to his ears. However, he doesn't want to start messing around with the madhouse. This is never the easiest of finishes.
3.
And now with Thorgeir Goodmanson sitting on 3, this 154 is a lot more inviting. Even if he can't hit it, he's gone the 18s first. The 50, try to knock the 54 off, which is fair enough. If you're confident, why not?
57.
That's the hit. All in between those two, a
Game
dart
shot for
sandwich, if you
Thorgeir, the
like.
first leg.
And there's the filling, a double 1 filling. Thorgeir Goodmanson.
44.
Thorgeir is in very much.
100.
In. Wearing his BDO t-shirt is Thorgeir in the red and blue. The left hand, the father works in the church to be a priest.
60.
I would suggest that Peter is the best left-hander in the world of darts. The world of Icelandic darts, is what I meant to say. Also, one at the top, because there's so few left-handed players. James Wade, Mark Webster,
85.
Rob Moulin. I think Hilton's a lefty as well. Mark Hilton.
81. Forty-two. 85. 100. 150.
Imagine that. Lovely setup there to leave himself with tops. 139 would have done that, and he goes and hits the double 19. Not the end of the world. And the first two dots, fantastic.
100. No score.
Now, from hitting two brilliant treble 20s to leave a single to leave a double,
Game shot for Peter in second leg.
he finds himself 1-all rather than 2-0 up.
140. 190. 26. 95.
'All honours even. I want to hear in the Facebook
140.
comments. What do you fancy for this one? Do you think Peter's longevity, and by longevity, I don't necessarily mean in the sport, because he's not the older of the two by some distance,
100.
but rather the longevity of his impressive form in this league. Will that see him through? Will that see him cross the finishing line? Thorgeir's age
83.
and life experience managed to get him over that finishing line. All honours even, everything going with throw, and it looks like that trend is going to continue. Thorgeir, though, did miss an opportunity at double 19.
100.
Leave himself with 21. Not the worst thing to ever happen in the world of darts. But then to hit a big 20 when you need 21, that is one of the worst things that could happen. Yeah. 62. He had 37 there. That would have left him with the balls, which is what he went for. Sorry, I'm still trying to get Christopher back, which is why my delay of reactions. If only I
Game
could
shot for
concentrate on one
Thorgeir
thing at a
in
time.
third leg.
Anyway, single 12, going for the double, but double 6 there. You know, if that felt like hard work, didn't it? Really, Peter, but he did miss a dart for the full leg. But hello.
121.
Well, troubles there won't be too disheartened by a single one.
100. 63. 140.
140. Mr. Goodmanson, but which one? Okay. I realise in Iceland it's always first name.
80.
So, you know, if you go by their phone book, you're searching for their first name rather than their surname. Because they don't really have surnames or last names in
99.
Iceland. I mean, you know, both of these have the last name of Gudmundsson, but it's not a family name at all. There are exceptions to the rule. Adiga Johnson, I believe his is S-E-N rather than double S-O-N. Double S-O-N means son of. Obviously, Peter Gudmundsson and Thorgeir Gudmundsson's father was Gudmund or something like. Gylfi Sigurdsson, of course, has a father
81.
called Sigurður, who won the Icelandic Championship last year. Of darts. And a great job and a great entertainment too. So yes, I can call them Peter and Thorgeir, which is
46.
pretty much dealing with the ice. Anyway, Peter is on a finish here, but he isn't.
140.
But he's not a big one anymore, and Thorgeir can't. Oh no, Thorgeir can check out on 160 because my scoreboard hadn't updated. Anyone? There is no hope in this now. There is, but that hope relies on Peter missing 3 darts at a double. Doesn't happen very often,
45.
but it is possible.
Game shot for Peter in fourth
He
leg.
doesn't flirt with the idea of giving Thorgeir a chance. And all honours are even. Is this going to be 6-5?
41.
Peter has been involved in just 1 6-5 this season. It was
59.
against, guess who? Thorgeir Gudmundsson. It was in week number 1, so a long, long time ago. So
60.
that's probably favourite at the moment, based on what's going on. Anything can happen. Anyone can have a leg off, but that is a likely outcome. Thorgeir has had 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7.
125.
He lost 1, he only won, and he won 3.
60.
Back to back, 3 of which were back to back. He lost 6-5 to Peter in week 1, then he won 6-5, and when he won 6-5 again, which is why his leg difference wasn't perfect. He still had wins under his belt when the in the beginning of
60.
the league. That is why he's the only player without any points
100.
on any points on the leg difference. Plus and minus 0. Of course, we do have minus 4 that didn't make it, all minus. The top 3 all pluses, as I said earlier, and of course we'll get on 0. Treble 19. Treble, 20. Oh, that would have been so good because Peter hasn't had any significantly massive checkouts in this year's Premier League. His checkout is 91. Him and Matty, the only two that haven't checked out 100 or more.
87.
The tournament 161 last couple of weeks ago. I doubt that'll be beaten. Shanghai gear. Yeah.
41.
Pretty stuff. But not so much there. Only 153 left. No big damage. Is that in the treble? I don't think it is. That's in the single, so double top.
50.
Well, excuse me. Whilst I was doing technological things, we missed the opportunity there for Thorgeir to check out in his highest.
30.
It wasn't far away either, double 18. You could hear the disappointment in that. But he's got more darts. Double 18. Come on, Thorgeir. He's switched that he notoriously the nastiest switch on the dart pot, but not
Leg number 5.
the last starting ad. Doesn't do it.
45. 100. 60. 100. 55. 60. 100. 60. 45. 57.
Well, 57 from 181. It's not ideal, but it's not awful. It gives him a chance to hit a single and still check out. He wasn't really impressed with his last start.
41.
Does he know something we don't? I'm not sure. Well, what I suggest is that Thorgeir Gudmundsson wins this leg, especially now. Oh, there. Treble 20s for Doctor. What was he going for there? Surely it had to be 14 ball. Unless he was going for the one. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, Peter's not going to hit 155.
35. 37.
Well, double three. Very, very important dart, this. Because this would be for a little bit of daylight between the two.
Game shot for Thorgeir in leg number
And
6.
there is a little bit of daylight between the two.
I think 53. 100. 100. 81. 124.
Well, Thorgeir is being disappointed when he's not hitting three trebles. I think it's because the first two darts are so good. That last dart is swaying, and he wonders why. But he's looking at pole position it to get
100.
5-2.
60. 25. 100. 137.
Well, a possible leg saver there in the form of two treble 20s. Peter Rudrick Gudmundsson. But Thorgeir will have one
32.
and not enough. So, that lovely, lovely setup for Peter, that important dance. There's still a little daylight between the two, only in the form throw. Lovely break back there. Important stuff. Peter Gudmundsson 3, Thorgeir Gudmundsson 4. First 6.
140. 42. 28.
Well, there we go. I don't know. Is it worth? I mean, everyone's different, and maybe with Peter's
22.
Thorgeir, his action, it is worth just taking a step back, trying to refocus. Obviously, didn't quite work there.
100. 100.
100 followed by 100. This is the most important leg of the match for Peter by quite some distance, to be honest. And then it becomes 5-4. That will be a huge leg for Peter. 5-4 to Thor Gear. That will be a huge leg for Peter.
83.
And a very, 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 very limited amount of pressure, if anything, on this 150. 100 will do. Whatever, take your pick.
98.
It's going 110, treble 10, 100. Should have been, which would have been all right. Left him with tops, but never mind. 12 for tops will do. Now, Thorgeir is brilliant at applying
76.
pressure. Brilliant. I'm quite surprised he only got one treble there. Usually leaves himself on a dart or a single or double.
Game shot for Peter in leg number 8.
Well, is he trying to get that 52? For a second, that's what I thought. He was trying to get the 52 himself. No, he was going for the treble 20, but he loose into that 12. So only 34 scores. This could be huge. But Peter needs to capitalize off it. And he hasn't done so. Music to the ears of Thorgeir.
$22. $66. $40. $100.
Well, Peter had opportunities to be quite a way ahead in this leg, or at least in a better position, but it's not even past 300 yet, past the below the 300 mark.
59.
Thorgeir is still not quite in range, though a ton 80 will certainly change that.
81. $78. Yes, you 78. $60. $60. $41.
Thorgeir then, can he take the 9th leg? It's still possible. Other than leaves one target,
42.
and one target is missed. Might be back.
$41.
double 10 to be within 1. For those of you just joined us, by the way, this is the 3rd place playoff.
20.
Can't do it. So, Peter pull some magic out of the bag. Christopher doesn't like top stops. I quite do. So if he gets a single 19 here, will he go top stops or will it be treble 20? It was, and is that in? No, it is a risky way to go in. Treble is big.
10.
But he can't quite capitalize on it. So, 2 big misses if there is any. And this would arguably be an even bigger miss.
38.
This one. Who wants third place? I mean, no one wants third place, but given a choice, 3rd or 4th, probably go for it.
No score.
Is the pressure getting a little bit too much for these? Five. All he needs. And he can't do it either. I would bust this. He has. Now he can't go inside. If he was going to go inside, he would have had the first dart. However, he's getting closer, but I don't know if that's a good enough mark. Possibly not.
Game shot for Peter.
And it is eventually Peter that can pin that double 10. Peter, 1 leg away. Victory
5-4 for
from
Peter.
3rd place. And Thorge 4 to the side. That was a break of throw, remember. I said I can read even bigger misses. But 20 scored with 2 darts.
41.
21 scored with 3 darts. Even if Thorge stays straight, be ahead. Peter.
60. 100. 100. 140.
Well, Peter doesn't want to win 6-5. He wants to win 6-4. He wants to do it now.
85. 60. 100.
Well, both are on finishes. Both are on big uns. Both need 2 trebles. Thorge will get a chance. It did.
100.
It's left effectively 2 darts at top, provided things don't go wrong. Thorge will not check this out. Can put pressure on. Another one of those.
100.
I thought that was going in as well. I believed he was going to leave himself with 16. This is for the match and for 3rd place at the 2018 COOLBET Premier League. Double top Peter Goodmanson.
Game shot and a match and a 3rd
Game
place.
shot and the match and 3rd place playoff goes to Peter Roderick Goodmanson. He's had a lovely season. He won numerous of his first games. To be completely specific, he won game 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he lost 1. Then he won 1. Then he lost 1. And then he won 1. Only 2 losses. The rest are wins.
The final is coming up.
Plus 11 is leg difference. Would have been a little bit more if you get whitewash. There we go. Oh no, plus 11 minus. I forgot the is is our fourth place positionee. Georgia, who is fourth. I might have just said third. Beta 3, Georgia 4. Hallie and Peter will be 1 and 2, but in which order? Find out. COOLBET Premier League final very soon. Before I do go and grab something to eat or whatnot, or wait until the game takes place, I'll tell you, you can win a set of signed, or I don't know if it's or not, Mitch Stark. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/live darts Iceland. We're on 836 at the moment. We get to 1,000. We will be choosing Scott Mitchell Stark. They are signed. I can confirm that as well. Signed Scott Mitchell Darts, 1,000 subscribers, youtube.com/live darts Iceland. We'll be back for the final between Vitor and Hallie. Hopefully, Christopher will be back. I'm going to do everything in my power to get him back. Be there or be square.
6. 6 starts, and then you begin. Bull. $25. No score. Vitor begins the game. Game on.
Well, we have
Gangi ykkur vel.
our finalists. We have our person thrown first. That is Vitor. And let's say probably two of the most informed.
85.
Vitor Charua and Ali Said. We'd like to call him. Both giants in the darting.
180.
Proven by his campaign. Up until now, until today, has
70.
knockout games. Very final. It's useful. Final so far is perfect.
$60. $100. $55. $43.
Well, only 43, which means Hallie is in pole position. Take the opening leg, especially now. Can he get?
124.
174 was the intended target. Would left him with 32. Instead, he'll settle for 82. Should be bullseye or 25 when he's back.
100.
Vitor's not a million miles away, but I would rather be on this 82. It means I can have a missed dart at bullseye. Well, not by that far. 76, 8.
34.
Well, Vitor, is your money where your mouth is? No, and that was so close inside double 12. He loves 12s. Why he's gone that? That wasn't far at all. Yes, it is Hallie who's going to get himself 2 darts at tops. This could be down to the finishing this game. It really could.
28.
Well, he wasn't far from the double 6, but that's not what he was going for. So, Vitor. Yeah.
No score.
Oh, he's gone next door. He's busted his score. We haven't seen many busts today. A couple of deliberate busts. but nothing like that.
Game shot for
And
Hallie in
there
leg
he has
number 1.
first leg of the game. Go, Hallie. Remember, that's a break of throw as well.
'81. '30.
Only 30 means Hallie's already ahead, and he'll be even more ahead.
100.
With darts like that.
'44. '60. '100.
Well, if Hallie can continue his reasonable scoring here, get himself down to a finish, that won't help things. 255. He won't be on a finish after this, but 175 for this position will be all right.
98.
We'll get 100. Next visit will be on the 132, everyone's favourite.
'84. 81. 133.
Ow, Peter used the dart outside the treble. Perfectly. Perfect. 133. Will get a chance at this 110. And he did look a little
85.
bit embarrassed in this leg. Hallie should get a dart at Sonny if he comes back, but Vita's capable. 90, treble 18 I'd go, unless he loves that line. I don't think he does. Otherwise, he would have just gone for it. As I thought.
46. 46.
Well, low dart on top. Very, very low dart on top. So Vitor, thanks to his lovely 133, a couple of darts ago,
24.
he's on 24 scores. Yeah, I think that's what he went for. No, he didn't. He went for treble 16, as they always do. But that'll
Game
do.
shot for Vitor
For that
in leg
exact
number 2.
reason, there is strength in Vitor finishing. Significant.
'60.
100.
100. 60. 91. 43. 80. 57. 100.
Well, the 130. He might have 6 darts in it, but if he leaves himself the bullseye, my guess is that he'll go for it, even in the Premier League final.
60.
Premier League has been brought to you by COOLBET this year. If you're in the Nordic or Baltic states, COOLBET.com. Have yourself a flutter. They have been very excellent in giving us odds for the COOLBET Premier League. Apparently, obviously, favourites.
43.
3 to start things off. Just a couple of issues there, but he will be back. 87. He would have rather been on something a little bit less, but there's no guarantee Vito will be on a finish here.
60.
He is, but it's a big one. Treble 17. I think that's the single. And
56.
far from the ball, but not near enough. Not even in the ball. Terrible for that. He hits a. Well, he's left it off 30. He could have at least left this 32. 16 could have hit 17. Anyway, 161. It was hit by Halley a couple of weeks ago. Bullseye for Vita.
136.
And it would have been in the final. Would have been the final. With that adrenaline rush, we've got to all stop. Halley will hand pin. Start at double 8.
Game shot to Halle, leg number 3.
Usually you stop, you move, you've lost your balance, and focus, and your rhythm. No, he didn't let any of that get to him. Remember, that was a break of throw. 161, he would have hit it. There would have only been a hold.
81.
But a pile by player.
96. 100. 81. 60. 60. 100. 84.
Well, he's knocked the 4 off, but 6 starts here for Halley, which will be very useful because he does check out 160 with 6 stars. He's not going the best way out of the moment. I think that's 23 scored. Well, it's a
74.
lovely recovery. I was going to say, if he does manage to get this one at 60 with 6 starts, he's 86 with 3 now. That will put him in a rather good position for the trophy. And of course, the big fat check, which is lovely. We'll make it 3-1. Vitor needs a treble and needs one quickly.
60.
That is not enough. Point. One of those leaves bullseye. Oh, that is the spot on perfect
70.
second pass. If you have 86 and you hit a single 18, a double 18 could be any better. It's perfection in my eyes. Absolute perfection. Okay, he didn't hit the double, but he's given himself a chance at it. This has got to go, but that's a lovely marker. Is that in?
40.
So somehow managed to miss. Fantastic.
80.
He's left himself now, Halley. That's 16. Could have been 25. It could have been some awkward random odd number. He had a shot at the bull and missed it, but no, he's left himself with 16.
Game shot for
That
Halley in leg number 4.
That's the day as well, the shot. You have 68 left. Go for 36. That said, there will be a lot of people who disagree with me. You go for the big fat 18, if you're a decent player, you're pretty much guaranteed to get the big fat 18,
42.
then a shot at bullseye. Bullseye's not ideal, but it is a shot at double. I get that. So, I've just done a U-turn, I've said, but I guess it's just go for a loose, don't go for an aggressive dart at the 18s. Either hit double 18 or
100.
guarantee it goes in the single. I enjoyed that. Anyway, it did pay off in the end. Ali knows what he's doing and is 3-1 up. Continuing his exquisite form over this Premier League. Yet to lose the game is doing what Phil Taylor used
60.
the days before Michael Van Gogh in the Premier League. He used to dominate, he'd win every week and then the playoffs and the final.
$60.
Of course, there are, I often do this on my own. I'm often joined by Christopher as well. Christopher Vikstrand, who you heard at the beginning when we had our technical issues. And some of the
100.
technical issues fixed in that we can now watch the live darts, but others persist in that I cannot add Christopher to this stream. Well, he's watching and listening and rather frustrated that he can't be part of the final. But he does send
100.
very best regards to every one of you. I know he's a big fan of the internationalness that we bring to darts. So yes, I'm sorry that we're not able to add him. I've tried everything I can. But to no avail. Meanwhile, Vita's everything he can to check this 299 out.
82.
Before Ali gets 241. Lovely last start, considering that second wasn't great. But Halley will surely be ahead after these 3. Wants 100. We'll get 100, surely, maybe 140.
100.
That's usually what we see the end of 9 data for 1. If he gets it, it won't be his highest finish.
$62.
That's not 2 and 3. Leaving one a real outside shot. He could have been on something a lot nicer. Treble, single, double. Something like that. Single, double, something like that. What's that? 21. 21 scored with Shanghai. So treble 20 here will be nice.
41.
Well, and sort of cannot hit this 155. Usually treble 20, treble 19, double 19.
47.
With an animated crowd here in Reykjavik. Applauses when things happen. And a lovely trophy and a check for the winner. The trophies beforehand. Have a look on the Facebook page, Live Darts Iceland. I thought it was going to go tops instead of big 20 here.
60.
The 1 tops if. Doesn't hit the 108. Can he do it? Of course. Has he hit it numerous times in his career before? Of course. Well, 3?
31.
31 hitter. Is it something else there? I thought it was the 18 and the 4. Anyway, he wants a 4 with a 0 on the end of it. Double 10 now. Fresh up, it looks like a nice marker.
20.
That's 2 nice markers. It's a shame those were darts. It's a shame we don't throw 4 darts. Then if we threw a 4, there's no guarantee that would have gone in. That's a lovely first dart. Double 10. Halley couldn't hit it. Can Vitor. That is right on the wire.
67.
Disappointing. Very disappointing because 3-2 could well become 4-1. Let's say which I'd rather be on the low scoring end of, i.e. 2-1. 2-3, sorry, a lot better than
10.
4-1, but no. Halley missed it. What's Vita got to say about it? It's not easy. Doesn't want to go inside here. That second dart was very good. That would have been very easy to go inside, but he hasn't got a marker. He's got to go to the left.
Game shot for Vitor,
Oh.
leg number 5.
Well, if it got after double 5. Now 3-2, it could well have been 4-1. It should arguably would been a have
60.
arguably the only way it was possible to.
$26. 43. 57. 140.
I was about to say another nail would be beautiful. Not so. The crowd like that one as well. Reykjavik watching finest ticketing sport in Reykjavik tonight. With the finest ticketing sport
46.
in Iceland.
$60.
bit of interference. Should have reminded all spectators to put their phones on silent. A little bit of murmur in the background, but nice and
28.
quiet. Not like Pally Pally in front of thousands of screaming fans, and not much fancy dress either.
41. 58.
6 darts from 157, possibly. In fact, I would suggest probably 9 darts from 157. Didn't really put much of a hole in it. Could have been worse, but no pressure, as I say. As if Vito maybe had 100 S points, 186.
76. No, 96. Yeah, 96. You wait.
You're just checking the scores. Could have put some pressure on. That 190 would have been 90. And Harry would be sweating. Anyway, probably not. 52. He goes this way, double eights. I once saw him on 52.
107.
Saw him 712 for a double eight, and I said, "Oh, he's obviously slipped." I said, "He's obviously slipped," and all right though, because it leaves him with double eight. Anyway, he messaged me the other day and said, "Hi, Robbie, just let you know, I love going that route, treble 12 for double eight, and I actually see no reason why not. I think it's a good way to go. You know, you're focusing on the 12, the treble 12. If you miss treble, there's a likelihood you're going to hit the single. So it's either double eight
No
or top.
score.
It's not a bad choice of options to have." As Hallie infuriatingly hits 18 to bust 5. And from absolutely nowhere, and he's had 9 darts, this 130 could have gone.
65.
Also, I would have left top. Instead, he leaves out of all for tops. Well, he doesn't want to miss here. Single one, big one. Nearly in the treble, but that wouldn't have been terrible. Double 2. Here we go. You know what's coming?
3.
I would put Vita favourites to level things up here, despite the earlier shenanigans. Well, he was
59.
too accurate on the bullseye.
Game shot for Hallie, leg number 6.
And the bad health eventually is hit, and Hallie eventually wins the leg after many, many chances. He took him a while to get there. Ended up on double 1, but double 1 isn't the be all and end all. Though in this case, it was. 4-2. Come on, Vita. Needs a couple of legs. Well, needs at least one leg. So holding throw here is absolutely vital. Hallie can find a breaking throw here, and it's not game over. It never is in the sports dart, but you know, it's tough ass.
100. 60. 100. 90. 95. $180.
And 180 in the final. That's him fly. And look what it leaves him. And it's 1-2-1. If he gets a 180 followed by 141, this will be one of the best passages of play in the Premier League.
56.
That's 3 trebles followed by 3 trebles. But unfortunately for Vitor, 2 of the 3 were in the ones. So we have technically had 6 back-to-back trebles. Treble 17. It's not quite in. It's not quite in. Treble 3. But don't be too worried on this Hartman. Has plenty of time on his. 216, 220. He's got to hit something big. Go for the ball. Go for anything. Oh no. Oh, that's not what you want to do in a Premier League final. 1-3-1. All the time in the world. I'd go 17s here. That's exactly what. Probably the right. Plenty of time. You might not need plenty of time. What's 1? Well, there was him. It's view. Who knows? Who knows? But what I do know is that 41 is the target. Will he go 9 here or will he go 1? He's gone the 9s. Double 16.
9.
It's hit the wrong barrel. And the flight, and it's bounced over to the left rather than being ushered in. So 115. It's doable, but it's never an easy task. 58 left. 40 left.
95.
And he out 115 in a leg of darts where he scored a mere 5 and to win the leg and to close the deficit. 115 would have also been his highest checkout of the tournament as well. Could have saved his best till his last.
No score.
And wow, he scores 32, but he really scores 0 because it's 2 big 16s. Oh. To really nick a leg where Halley had all the time in the world. And this will be for the second time as well. I mean,
Game shot for Vitor in leg number 7.
Vita's had a few opportunities where he's been miles behind, but he's still managed to find a way of at least having darts to win the leg. Last time he didn't quite get over the line. This time he did.
$24. 50. 100. 85. 85. 81. $60. 121.
Oh, lovely use of the treble 20 bit there. Not on a finish. If Ali gets 100 here, well,
49.
if Ali got 100 there, it would have left him on a nice one. But 20 separate them, neither on a finish. No worries here for Vitor. And if he can get to something relatively useful and check it out, all honours will be even. Now, bearing in mind, it could have been
121.
4-2 down, 4-1 down. Was it 4-1? I don't know. My attention span's not exactly functioning, but nonetheless.
26.
Wow, lacklustrical. Lacklustrical indeed. So you've got to think many, many darts here for Vitor, but he probably won't need them. He's good at these. Double top.
Game shot for Vitor, you like number 8.
Makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about. In 2 darts, he levels things up. Is all of the momentum now sitting with the Portuguese man? Has the Halley tank run thin? Halley was absolutely cruising. Vitor has
100.
relented. Even that 100 is useful. It puts pressure on this, because if we're going to go by the book, we see Vitor as favourite in that he has the throw. We are with throw. Useful cover shooting.
96. 85. 100.
That was nice shooting from Halley. It just keeps him involved, because Vitor, God forbid, gets another 3-1-1, another 5 score. He should be on the other foot.
60.
If this was a football match, I'd be saying this is very end-to-end stuff. But that 60 may not be enough. But 60 may be a slip. Remember, a break here for Halley means he's throwing for the match.
43. 140.
That was the darts of quite possibly a champion. Within the next 15 minutes, we'll be finding out
30.
who the champion is. 140, then 130. Oh, this is entertainment. It's gone that way because he went for treble 19 both times. He may have left himself a marker with one. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do it.
56.
So let's have a look at this shot at the bullseye. Has to go in the green bit or the red bit. Red bit's good. Green bit's okay. Outside, not quite. In the, I think that's it. See, Yeah, he did it, 13.
40.
Well, for the first time in this match, will Vitor Charua go ahead and cement status as the new favourite to take the trophy? Double 10.
Game
Hallie,
shot for Vitor, leg number 9.
Of this Premier League. I don't know if he's been 6-4 down or 5-4 down. He may well have been, because he did have a couple of
60.
6. He's never had his back against the wall to this extent. He's never been outplaying his opponents so much, then all of a sudden the wheels fall off and the opponent claws back. Vitor needs just one leg
80.
to champion, and that was a good pressure dart, because there must be a lot of pressure on this man. The good thing about him is he is able to lose his leg. He'd rather not, but he can do it. He can lose his leg and still win. So it does mean for him, he kind of gets a free leg, if you like.
60.
Well, look at it is, I need this and I need this now. Can't put too much pressure on yourself. But he knows the end
41.
very much in sight. He never gave up. Vitor the Grenade. Could be Vitor the Warrior, but of course that's reserved for Wes Newton. But this is useful stuff from Hallie.
100.
Remember, it is Hallie. That 100 was rather timely. Puts the pressure on this, because Vitor needs to match it.
$60. 140.
Was another rather timely trio of arrows. It means Hallie starts to save the match.
60.
It's going to be at least 6, possibly more, but we've been in this position numerous occasions. He doesn't want to think about that. Just do what you do. Right, because he might be able to slide one in next door. Well, that's a bit of a slip. Just thinking.
23.
Of time to have a technical issue. There we go. Back on. Froze for a little bit there. Hallie leaves himself on the directory inquiry. It's 118. Vitor, nowhere near.
45.
Can't let that in because how many times has he been miles away, yet still managed to be within touching distance, if not winning the leg? 118, treble 20. 117. Get 2 there. Doesn't want to overthink this. 115, 16 remain. There we go.
62.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Leaves him with 56. And we'll get darts to take us all the way. And I think this match has been deserving of a last leg decider. But we have had our fun. And I'm going to miss this Premier League. But I'm
89.
bringing you more events in Iceland. Remember, youtube.com/live darts Iceland. We're at 837 subscribers. When we get to 1,000, we'll be giving away some Scott Mitchell darts. Double 16 to take all the way.
24.
This would be the checkout of the league, especially if it's on the bullseye. It would be a way to win. And it's 21 scored. That's 105. Not going to be done. Ali can breathe again. He can compose himself to take this double 16. Double 16. To take us. The last leg decider with Vitor throwing. Is there pressure? Is there pressure? Double 4. What a dart this would be. Oh, but he's not
28.
happy. Not impressed. Now, Vitor, do not go for the bullseye. I know he can't hear me, but he has said when he's on 50, he loves going for it, and it would be some way to win. But that would be foolhardiness. Foolhardiness. And that's exactly what he went for. 44 left. Don't need to worry about that. He'll be thinking he's confident. Relieved. He's got one dart at tops. He's got next leg as well. But if this does, well, I'll just let the suspense build up. And
30.
two match darts go begging. Bullseye and double top. If you were to lose this match, play a part. Never up to Halley. I think he's going to get it this time. Well, the Madhouse. Go on.
Game shot and leg.
That-
10. Vitor begins.
Tournament saving darts. We've had two match darts, Vitor. Two match darts gone begging. Two tournament darts gone begging. One was at the bullseye when it was on 50. But I know for a fact that if in 12 months' time we're in exactly the same position, and let's say who's out here today,
17.
if we're in exactly the same position, he'd still go for bullseye. Because that's his thing. You can't criticize his thing. Both players will be feeling it.
60.
It's not a whole heap, only 18 the difference between these two, 18 minus these. That's not the best time
80.
for a bounce. Beautiful recovery. Very easy to get frustrated with yourself and then throw a new start, another bounce. Oh, no rubbish. But 80 scored, only 2 darts in the board. Be happy with that. 6 scored with 2 darts in the board. He won't be
11.
happy with 11 darts, 11 scored.
43.
But cannot put anything significant on. So Halley's certainly not out of it. Yeah, Halley hits 180s for fun, 140s for fun. 100 will do. Less isn't quite
60.
enough. Not terrible, but it's not quite enough. How quickly can Vitor stuff this 300? You can see the crowd, and there is absolute silence. But what a timely 180 this would be.
140.
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. That's been before that throw. Give you a bit your arm off for it. See you that.
85.
We see him deliberately get 110 so he can try a shot out of the bull again. I don't think so, but stranger things have happened. This is match visit and tournament visit, and it's not on now. But could leave himself on 100. He can leave himself on 60.
60.
But it is 2 trebles minimum wide family. What he would do to fill up the bet, or for 3 big. What he would have done to avoid a single 5.
45.
Well, what a Premier League we have had, and it's been Halley who has dominated the Premier League. He hasn't lost a game, but Vitor Charrua is now double top away from the title. Double 10. We call it the Icelandic double.
90.
It's inside. Is there another twist to the tail? Adrenaline running high. needs the treble desperately.
60.
Was it a case of too much desperation? Is he going straight for double five? Or is he going to split it? He has time. And he's going for it.
Game shot,
And
net,
he's got it.
net, and champion 2019.
Ali appears to be dominating that match. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And Premier League champion is Vitor Char. Really enjoyed the last 10 or so weeks. Many, many voices of starting. Pleasure to serve you. I look forward to working back again very soon. Premier League champion Karua Ali Ayin party in the final. Congratulations. Commiserations, Ali. You're registering more wins than Vitor, but I see a big check. Presentation to Hallgrímur Egilsson, our runner-up. Trophy.
Fyrsta sæti og þessi glæsilega ávísun. Það getur reyndar. Eða sigurvegari, Vitor Charrua.
And the crowd go wild as Portuguese Icelander Vitor Charrua picks up the winner's trophy and his rather useful check as well.